looking at me and shit. Yo, what's going on, guys? Yo, I got the new mic finally on the camera. I'll show you guys in a little bit once I set the GoPro up and all that. So let me know what you guys think, man. I'm excited to see how it sounds. I feel like I'm an official... God damn it, Drake. Relax, bro. Shit, I'm trying to do a little intro, man. You know what I'm saying? Shit, man. Hey, let me know what you guys think of that new Drake album. I like it. A lot of people are saying, oh, it's not his best work, this and that. But like, bro, it doesn't have to be his best work. Just enjoy it for what it is. I thought it was good. I like a good amount of tracks on it. But anyways, man, like I said, I got the new mic. Let me know what you guys think about that. Drop it down below in the comments. Let me know what you think. But you see what's going on today in the video, what we're talking about. If the Charger is a good daily driver, the good and the bad, because there is a good amount of good and there's a good amount of bad. And I'm pretty experienced. It's been well over a year now since I've had this car, since I've been daily driving it. And before this, I actually was daily driving a Challenger RT 6-speed manual. Man, I missed that 6-speed manual transmission, but I daily drove that for 9 years, so I got a little bit of experience with these Mopar vehicles, daily driving them. Obviously this is a bit different, daily driving this as opposed to the RT, so you know, I'll give my experience with it and let you guys know, man. We're gonna get right into that. If that sounds like something you're interested in, stay tuned. We're getting into all of that and more. If you enjoy the content, if you found it helpful, like, comment, subscribe. It helps out tremendously. I appreciate it greatly. Thank you guys so much. But without further ado, let's get right to it. Yo, I'm so heated right now, bro. I just recorded about 20 minutes or so of this video. Well, actually I didn't, because I never hit record on the button. Bro, I'm so fucking... oh my god. Anyways, guys, look. What I showed you in the beginning of when I thought I was recording, I got the new mic like I was telling you guys. Finally, I'm official. You know what I'm saying? When they see me, they see the mic, they know it's real, they know I ain't playing no games. It was time, you know, the wind was getting crazy. I needed to get that mic, and I finally got it. You see it, it's looking real official too. I ain't gonna lie. Bro, I'm so heated about not hitting that record button. Wow. But anyways, guys, like I said, I've been daily driving this car for a little over a year now. You know, so I got some experience with it. And as I said, there's a good amount of good and there's a good amount of bad when it comes to daily driving this car. I want to start off with the bad. You know, we can start off talking about the bad and then we'll get into the good. One thing when it comes to this car, and when it comes to, you know, getting a daily driver in general, you know, people usually go for the more inexpensive vehicles, you know, somewhere in the $20,000 to $30,000 range, the Hondas, the Toyotas, you know, the ones that are more economical. And when it comes to the Scat Pack, wide body Scat Pack, whatever type of Scat Pack you're talking about, they ain't the cheapest car to get, especially right now with the market how it is. The market's a little crazy right now, but even in an ideal market, it's still not the cheapest car. You know, you're looking around $40,000 to $50,000. When you're talking about the wide body, it's going to be the latter, you know, up around in the $50,000 range. Right now it's going to be a little more, but we're going to be talking about when the market is in an ideal range, not right now, because right now it's a little crazy. But they're not the cheapest cars, man. You know, they're definitely not the cheapest cars. They're not the most economical cars. You're going to pay a pretty penny. So it depends on the situation that you're in. It depends on the bracket that you're in, you know, what you can afford. Like I said, most people go for a more affordable type vehicle when it comes to their daily driver, and this definitely, I wouldn't say, is the most affordable car. So that's one thing. It is pretty expensive to buy, and especially if you're trying to get a wide body. Another thing is the maintenance on this vehicle. You know what I'm saying? And I had just referred to people wanting to go with a more economical vehicle when it comes to their daily driver. It's definitely not the most economical, and the maintenance on this thing, it could get pretty expensive, especially if you're talking about a wide body. You know, they got the 6-piston Brembo brakes, they got the slotted rotors, they got the 305 tires, you know, which are not cheap. And when you get this type of car, usually you're tempted to, you know, hit hit that gas a little, and you ain't got to hit it very hard. Like right there, I barely tapped it, and you know, you're gonna be going. So you're gonna be tempted a lot to kind of burn the tread off those tires. So the tires are definitely not cheap. I went through my first set of tires very quickly. I learned a little bit on the second one, you know, to slow down, not only because of my experience going so quickly through the first set, but I got a pretty expensive set of tires the second time around just to test them out and all that. So I didn't really want to go too crazy with them. But even then, I still, you know, I can't help it sometimes. When you get this sort of car, it's just, it comes with the territory, you know, it's just the nature of the beast. You're gonna want to hit that gas, and I can't really see a person getting this sort of car and not wanting to do that. You know, it doesn't really make sense why you would get this sort of vehicle and, you know, baby it and drive it like if it was a Prius or something like that. It just doesn't really make sense to me. So I don't see a person getting this type of car and not hitting the gas, you know, from time to time. Not only do you got to put good oil, but it takes a lot of it. So that's going to be a pretty little penny when it comes to the oil. And it could burn through that oil, you know, depending on how you drive. It's recommended every 5,000 to 6,000 miles, but you know, if you're driving this thing pretty aggressively, you know, like a lot of us do, you might want to get it changed even sooner than that. And then obviously the gas, not just does it take a lot of gas, but you got to put the premium. I mean, I would recommend putting premium in any vehicle, not just ones that you need to put it in. But this one, you don't have a choice. Usually when people get a daily driver, they're looking for something that's going to be more easy to maintain. And this definitely isn't the vehicle that is the easiest to maintain or the most affordable to maintain. You know, you're going to be spending a good amount of money maintaining this type of vehicle. So that's another negative when it comes to daily driving this car. And speaking of gas, pulling up to the gas station, this is one of my favorite gas stations, you know, Shell. Got to get that V-Power Nitro. So it's only right, man. We're speaking of the gas. We here at the gas station. And obviously, that's going to be on the negative list with this car. I mean, when people get a daily driver, they're looking to get something that's going to be good on gas. Like I said, something that's going to be economical. And this definitely is not that vehicle. Any sort of V8 is not going to be good on gas, or, you know, when it comes to daily driving, is not going to be ideal. And this one in particular is one of the biggest engines when it comes to the V8s. This is a 6.4. I mean, when you're talking about Mustangs and Maros is a 6.2, which isn't that much smaller, but a Mustang's a 5.0, you know, and even a Hellcat's a 6.2. So these things right here, man, 6.4, pretty big freaking engine, you know, and it does eat up a whole lot of gas. I'm about to fill up right now, but when you hit that gas pedal, if you're like being aggressive with it and you know you're trying to have fun and stuff, you could literally see that gauge do this. Like literally you could see it go lower and lower. So when it comes to the gas on this thing, man, it definitely is not the best car to get. No, you want no car wash, man. So you gotta get that V-Power. And we in Cali, so 91 is the best we got. I don't want to hear no, oh, you don't put no 93 in your car, bro. That's what we paying right now, $459, man, for the premium. So yeah, especially in a time right now when gas prices are pretty crazy. You know, a lot of places paying like $5 a gallon, which is nuts. I have been going to Costco recently just because the gas prices are so outrageous right now. Shell is where I prefer just because they got the better gas with the V-Power Nitro and all that. But you know, you got to do what you got to do when things getting a little crazy. So right now I've been going to Costco, but obviously we here at Shell today. But yeah, so man, when it comes to this car and good or bad for daily driving, obviously gas is gonna be a big negative on that list. Maybe one of the biggest negatives. Yeah, when you're on the highway, you could get it up to around, you could get it in the 20s, mid to higher 20s if you're just cruising. But I mean, when are you really just cruising this thing? I know there's people that do it, but me personally, I have a hard time cruising, man. When I got all this power right underneath my foot and I could just hit that gas pedal, you know, I tend to use it. But I don't know, that's just me. I can't control myself sometimes. I mean, if you're the type of person that can cruise it sometimes in this car, you could get it in the mid to higher 20s. But me, I've never done it in this car. In the RT, yeah, I got it to around 27 on the highway before. So if you're doing a lot of highway driving, then yeah, you could get decent, for this vehicle you could get decent miles per gallon. But if you're doing a lot of city, you're gonna get horrible gas mileage. I mean, in the city I probably get around 11 miles per gallon, and I'll be hitting the gas, you know, a little bit, but you're not gonna get good gas mileage. So if you're in the city, definitely even more of a negative. And stop and go traffic is also not gonna be a good thing. But highway driving, I mean, if you're just doing nothing but highway driving, that's gonna be your best bet, because that's where you're gonna be able to see a little better gas mileage. But at the end of the day, gas is still gonna be on the negative list, the big negative list for this car when it comes to daily driving, because you're never gonna get the type of gas mileage that you're gonna get in a Honda, Toyota, and you know, cars that people usually get when they think of a daily driver, a good, reliable, affordable daily driver. But like I said, it all depends on your situation and where you're at, because there is some positives. We're gonna get to the positives now, but we got a couple more things to talk about on this negative list before we get to the positives. All right, so we talked about the gas, obviously not a good thing. We talked about the car being expensive, not the most affordable to purchase or to maintain. And another thing is the longevity. You know, I recently did a video talking about if this car is reliable or not, you know, in the long run, even in the short run. So if you guys haven't seen that yet, go check that out. But I'll let you guys know, obviously with any car, usually when you take care of a car, it's gonna be good to you. You know, it'll last, and it's no different with this vehicle here. But there are some things that, you know, if you don't really pay attention and really take care of this car, there's some things that'll bite you in the ass, you know what I'm saying? A little more than other vehicles. Obviously there's the Hemi tick, and we talked about stop and go traffic and things like that, things of that nature. If you're gonna be idling this car a lot, it's not good, man. You cannot idle this car. I don't think idling is good in any car, but especially this vehicle, man. Idling is horrible. That is gonna cause a lot of issues, and that's mainly what causes the Hemi tick, which is lifter failure. You know, failure of the lifters. You're gonna have a lot of issues with that if you're idling this car. If you're always in stop and go traffic, you know, if for some reason, I don't know why you would just be idling the car, but if you get this car and you just have it idling a lot, it's not gonna be good. And stop and go traffic, you know, especially if you're like in the LA area or something like that, there's a lot of times where you're just stopped and the car is just idling, you know what I'm saying? You can't really turn the car off because it's like stop and go. So that's not gonna be good, not just for that reason, but also because the car does run a little hot. Like, I'll show you guys. Right now it's about 64 degrees out. You know, we've been driving for a little while, and I'm at about 206 right now, you know, and we just been cruising. We ain't really like pushing the gas or nothing, but it'll get to around 215, you know, on the regular, especially on a hotter day. You know, it'll just chill right there. And if we drive it a little hard, it'll even go above that, you know what I'm saying? So yes sir. But yeah, man, you know, I can't help myself sometimes. That's the thing with this car, bro. You just can't help yourself. You hit the gas a little bit. I ain't even smashed on it all the way there. So if you live in an area where it's a bit of a hotter climate, you know, some warmer weather, that's something that you have to take into consideration. Obviously you could get the 180-degree thermostat. That's gonna help a little bit. You could get the cold air intake. That's gonna help a little bit. There's things you could do to help out with that. But the car out of the factory does tend to run a little bit hot, and obviously running hot is not the best for the internals and all that. So just to reiterate, you know, all the negatives that we just went through, bad on gas, that was an obvious one. That is like the main thing if we're talking about daily driving. Obviously the first car that comes to mind isn't going to be, oh, let me go get a Scat Pack, man. That's going to be good on gas. Usually when people get a daily driver, like I keep saying, they go for something that's going to be good on gas, economical, cheap to maintain, easy to maintain, you know, all these things. the negatives that I could think of, which are some big negatives. I mean, it pretty much goes against everything that you look for when it comes to a daily driver. But also, like I said before, it just depends on your situation. It depends on, you know, how comfortable you are financially. Because like I said, we're gonna be getting into these positives right now, and there's definitely some nice little positives that if you're comfortable in your financial situation, daily driving one of these things ain't the worst thing you could do. It's actually pretty dope. So with that being said, let's get right into those positives. So we'll start off by saying that this car, man, is one of the most comfortable cars that I've ever been in, let alone owned. I've only owned 3 cars, including this one, a Toyota Camry, a 1996 Toyota Camry, my Challenger, I bought that brand new, and this one here. And this by far is the most comfortable out of those. And even out of a lot of other cars that I've been in, this car, not only is it comfortable as hell, but it's also very, very spacious, you know. And when it comes to a daily driver, that's something that you look for in a car, something that's going to be comfortable, something that you could go on a long road trip in if you needed to, or if you commute a lot. This is a very comfortable car. You got a lot of space, so if you're a tall person, you know, this car's really built for you if you're a tall person, because there's not a lot of cars where you're going to get this much space, and at the same time where you're going to be able to go as fast as you can in this car. You know, this is the same size front to back as a minivan, as the Dodge minivan. If you measure it, it's the same exact size damn near. So that's something to be said, man. This is a very extremely comfortable vehicle. I'm over here at Costco because, you know, we're doing the daily driving. Obviously we gotta, you know, we gotta do a little bit of what we do in the daily driver, you know, go get the groceries, fill up on gas, you know, do all that. So obviously, man, we're over here at Costco and they just opened, and bro, it's this damn busy. How crazy is that? I thought I was gonna come and it was gonna be, you know, not so busy. I was gonna just get in and out, which I still will, because that's just what I do. I get in and out of places real quick. I know how to maneuver my way around. Very cool. The car's like, you see it over there, man. Damn, how could you? Look at that. Gotta look back at it. Pause. Yeah, out here, man. Seeing with his mask on. I hate this mask shit, bro. Tell me till this shit is over. Grapes. Cucumbers. Pause. We gotta dig to the bottom, find the good ones. I think that's all I need. Thought I needed more than that for some reason, but I don't think so. We gotta get some berries. Some leaves, you know. And just like that, we up out of there, man. I told you guys, you know what I'm saying, a little over 5 minutes. I only needed a few things. You know, we get strictly organic when we can. Lady. So yeah, man, I mean, obviously with this car being a big ass vehicle that it is, it definitely has a lot of trunk space. You see, I got a whole lot of stuff back here, which probably ain't the smartest thing with how I'm always, like, you know, racing, going to Mexico and stuff. That does add a lot of weight, but it's a good thing, man, because it's a good grocery getter. You know, I can keep the basketball back there, I keep the headgear, a little bit of tools, some cleaning supplies, the football, the oil, you know, whole lot of stuff, man. I gotta take those shoes back. But like I said, this is a positive, because when it comes to a daily driver, you know, it's also a great grocery getter, and there's a huge amount of trunk space, man. You can fit a lot of stuff back there. Boom. So another positive thing, this is a great grocery getter. It has a lot of space in it, you know what I'm saying? The trunk space. And not only that, you got the back seats. So if you're on a big ass grocery haul, which you got to be on a pretty damn big grocery haul to not fit everything in the trunk, But if you don't fit everything in the trunk, you got the whole back seats you could fit a whole lot of stuff in. So we're talking about all around well-balanced vehicle, daily driving. And with all that, I mean, it's an all right family car. Obviously, like I said, you're not gonna do the best on gas, so you won't be saving any money when it comes to that. But you know what I'm saying, if you got to pick up the kids from basketball practice, soccer practice, you know what I'm saying, and you got to get there quickly, you gonna get there quickly, and you got a lot of space. You can pick up the kids, pick up their friends too, go to the grocery store, get some groceries. Like, you could do it all in this vehicle. It's really a well-rounded vehicle when you really think about it. There's a lot of stuff going for it. You could do a lot of stuff in it and really have fun with it at the same time. Oh, okay, we getting a little loose there. I don't want to throw my groceries around too much, but you know, that's why you get that little thing you seen I had back there in the trunk. You get one of those, and I do have the link actually for that down below in the description. It'll hold all your groceries in place while you go crazy. And that is another positive thing, you know, with this car, with it being a daily driver, you can pass people up. You see, what I like to do, usually there's a pretty long line right here, because up there we're gonna be getting onto the freeway, and I always come in this lane because nobody ever comes in this lane because they ain't really trying to, you know, get in front of people. But when you got a car like this, sometimes people try to test you, but it really doesn't matter in a car like this, because as you guys will see, even if, you know, dude was trying to test me a little bit, we get out in front of him like nothing, and we ain't being disrespectful, we ain't cutting people off, because we got that extra power to really do what we gotta do and get a good amount ahead of them. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. It's a fun vehicle. That obviously has to go on the positives. When you're daily driving a car, you don't really want nothing that's boring, right? Obviously, yeah, you want something that's gonna be good on gas. You want something that's gonna be affordable, something that is gonna be economical and all that. But like I keep saying, it depends on you, it depends on your situation. And me, I want something that's fun, bro. I want something where I could go get the groceries, I could get on the freeway, do what I gotta do, you know what I'm saying? Easily with no problem, we out here. And the groceries in the back are probably gonna be thrown all over the place, but it's all right. We're having fun out here, and I'm able to do really whatever I want to do in this car. You know, if I need to pass somebody up, if I need to get around somebody, I'ma do it. And that's something that, you know, people might be looking for in a daily driver. They want to have fun. They don't want the regular Toyota Prius, or, you know, the Camrys nowadays are pretty damn nice, but they ain't really pushing the type of power that these things got. But they ain't no slouch. You could definitely get like a V6 Camry that puts in work. It will get you a whole lot better gas mileage, but we're dealing with a whole different beast here. So if it's fun you're looking for, this definitely has it, because it gives you the fun, it gives you the family aspect of it, where you could fit the family in it, you could fit the groceries in it, it has the comfort, it has the spaciousness, it has the great look. I mean, if you're looking for a daily driver that's gonna break some necks, driving this on the daily, definitely you're gonna get some looks in this, without a doubt. So there's definitely some positives, you know. Like I said before, it ain't all negatives when it comes to this car. And I don't know if I mentioned, it does have a eco mode, which I never use it, and I have mixed feelings on that. We're gonna be making a video about that soon, talking about how good or bad that is for your car. But it does have eco mode. You can use that if you're really trying to get the best amount of gas mileage, the best miles per gallon. It does have that eco mode for you. So it has an economical mode. Does that mean it's economical? No, not really, but it has the mode, you know, if you want to use it, which I never use it. I know a lot of people do, but like I said, we're gonna be making a video on that very soon, talking about why it might not be the best thing to do in this car. So stay tuned for that. We got that coming up.
A few moments later.
All right, so we talked about the good, we talked about the bad, at least everything that I could think of. everything that came to mind. If I did forget anything, let me know down below in the comments if you guys think I forgot anything. So when it comes down to it, is this car, the Dodge Charger 392 Scat Pack wide body, is it a good daily driver? It really comes down to your situation. Like I kept saying throughout this whole video, as I try to sneak up in here, you gotta get in where you fit in over here. If you can afford a car like this, if you're comfortable in your situation and you want something that's fun, something that is really an all-around dope vehicle that can do a lot of stuff, if you're financially able to do that, you know, this is a great daily driver. You know, maybe one of the best cars you could get, in my opinion, if you're able to do that. But if you're one of those people who are looking for, like most, when it comes to getting a daily driver, you're looking for something that's affordable, something that is easy to maintain, and something that's good on gas and economical at the same time, you know, a good grocery getter and all that, then this probably ain't the car for you. This is probably maybe one of the worst cars you could get, because it is expensive. Not the most expensive, but it ain't cheap by any means. It is not cheap to maintain, you know, when it comes to gas and everything that we talked about. When it comes to all the stuff that we talked about on that negative list, this goes against everything that you look for in a daily driver, aside from all the stuff we talked about in the positive list. So it just really depends where you fall at on that spectrum. For me, I'm able to do it. I don't have a family, but I just really, you know, I liked the look of this car. I like the power of this car, you know, and the wide body got me. So daily driving this has been extremely fun. I've been having a lot of fun with it. So yeah, man, I don't regret getting this car at all. So hopefully that helped you guys out. If it did, like, comment, subscribe. If you enjoy the content, it helps out tremendously. I appreciate it greatly. We got a whole lot more content to go, man. I got some stuff still on the way for this. As you guys know, we are going to be getting rid of this. I will be putting it up on the market pretty damn soon. I also have some stuff available for it. You know what I'm saying? I have a diffuser, I have a wing. So if you guys are looking for that carbon fiber, hit me up on IG, link down below in the description, and the link is in the description for anything you guys might need. Anything that I talk about on this channel, everything I use and recommend on the car, the camera equipment, everything is down below in the description, so go check that out. But that's pretty much gonna do it for this one. I appreciate you guys, as I always say. Until the next time, who is LouieXIII checking out? Salute.